Hello, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for January 30th to February 6th, 2026. If you're new, you are most welcome. If you're returning, I'm glad you're here. Let's set the intention for this reading and get into it, shall we? Close your eyes and let's take 3 nice deep breaths together. Pulling our energy into sync across time and space. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, about to do this reading of the week for January 30th to February 6th, 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, both personally and collectively, in service to our highest and greatest good, and to convey that information here clearly, succinctly, so that everyone who listens will get what they need for the coming weeks, this week and weeks to come. Thank you, Creator. I'd like to invite my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, of transformation, of peace, of grounding. Whatever is uppermost for us personally and collectively may be held here now. And may we all be held together in this lovely circle of light across time and space. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And finally, I'd just like to acknowledge the overlighting Deva of Heart's home, my home where I am doing this work. Thank you for continuing to support me in all that I do in good ways. And with that, let's get into this week's reading, shall we? So, Creator, what is it that we need to know in the world at this time in support of our highest and greatest good? There's much in the world that is maybe not how we want it to be. Help us to learn to use this information for our good and that of all life here on this planet. Guide us towards what it is that we must be doing or should be doing with our time, our energy, and our focus, please, for this coming week and beyond. We have the King of Hearts sitting in the position of where we're coming from, the recent past. So, kings are represent the masculine energy, the balance of masculine, more rational, more logical, more practical, more linear, that kind of way of being. And this is information from our past. It's like calling us into this energy of mastery and masculine energy around the heart space, around our emotional self, so that we're not dominated by our heart, by our emotions, but that we stay centered and grounded and eyes open and present as we navigate emotional times. So this is about the card of mastery of the heart space, the heart emotional space. It's sitting in our past, which means it's information from our past that's relevant now going into our future. But this is important. We're not to be dominated by the feelings that we have at this time. They're simply information for us to refine our experience. And when we understand that, we can create some space and create a bit of a buffer for ourselves so that we are observing who we are and how we're being in the world and the information that's coming our way so we can make the best use of it in service to our good and the good of all those whose lives we touch. The present card is the card of judgment, which, as I have often said here, is also the higher octave of this, is the card of discernment. It's a major arcana. It has to do with our soul growth, our evolution, our reasons for being here. And we have this hand that's reaching up of the dark ethers, reaching to the light, reaching into the rarefied realms of delight, of intentionality, of wisdom, of conscious creation. So this card in our present is reminding us that we are collecting information. This is why being the observer is so helpful. We observe our heart. We observe what turns us on. We observe what we're inspired by. We observe what are those shiny things in our experience. And with that information, that's the discernment piece. We then can move our life in the direction of what it is that we prefer, rather than doing what somebody else tells us to do, what our society tells us to do, which isn't why we're here. We're not here in these bodies to do what everyone else is doing or to be like everyone else is. We're here to have our own direct experience. So being the observer of our experience, the observer of our heart, distinguishing what our heart is telling us, what we're picking up on in our field, and using that to clarify what we prefer. And, from that place, moving our life powerfully forward. Moving energy. This next card in the near future is the Six of Hearts. The name of the card is Joy. We have these lovely children out playing on a beautiful sunny day, and the two older ones are carrying the little ones along, and they're having a lovely time. And so this card, the Six of Hearts, going into the near future, this is where we're moving towards. So this discipline around the heart, this sort of understanding of ourselves and discernment around our heart and what we prefer, is leading us to more joy, the experience of more joy with others, with like-minded people. And there is an ease and a simplicity with this quality of energy that comes from having done this good work. We know what we prefer. And by lining up with it, we can move ourselves in the direction of that which will bring us the highest satisfaction, fulfillment, and joy. And the foundation card, the devil. Don't get mixed up with the devil. So the foundation card's why we're having the reading this week. And this is all about navigating the illusion and the delusions of our time. So the devil tries to convince us that the three-dimensional is all there is. You're nothing more than a meat suit. That's all you got. That's what you're here. And there's nothing you can do because, well, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough power, you don't have enough of anything. The devil would delude you into thinking that you are a powerless small peon, and it would distract you and dissipate your energy so that you don't claim your power as a divine being having a human experience. So this energy is important to pay attention to this week. We need to navigate this story, this system of limiting beliefs that are keeping us from moving powerfully towards what it is that brings us more joy, satisfaction, enthusiasm. So navigate the devil. Be aware this week as we navigate the strange energies of our times. What is it telling you? Are you buying into the stories of limitations and the belief that this is all you are and this is all that there is and that there's nothing beyond it? Because if we get stuck there, then we're really, really not helping ourselves. And one of the other cards of the devil of another deck has the humans wearing chains around their necks that are chained to the base of where the devil is sitting. But the chains are wide enough that the human could easily remove them. And it's sort of this understanding that we create our own chains and we are limited by our own beliefs. We're limited by the stories that we're told. Are they really true? And we need to keep asking ourselves this. We need to be masterful. When our emotions are played with, when we're preyed upon by whatever is out there to become smaller than we really are, we have to remember to create space. That's where the mastery comes in. Deep breaths in. Is this true? What do I know? Excuse me. So I was talking about yawning being energy release. I guess there's a lot of that going on here. So this limiting belief, how do we transcend it? How do we create that space, the distance between what we're getting pulled into on a human emotional level and the broader, wiser part of us, using that information as discernment, saying this is not good, this is not how we want it to go, we want it to be this way, and then moving in that direction because that's where the joy will be. We can't suffer enough to change anything in anybody else's experience. We have to move towards our joy. We have to move towards what lights us up, because when we do that, we anchor that energy in the human field. And that serves everybody. So that's what this message is telling us this week. Masterful on the level of emotion. Create space. Don't be swept away by your emotions. Don't drown in the emotions. Using that information, practicing discernment, taking information in from our environment, not to make others wrong, not to say that is bad. You should not do that. That's not why we're doing this. We don't have to yell no at the chicken salad in the salad bar. We can simply choose the things that we prefer. This is what this card of judgment is telling us. We're not here to shout no at things. We're here to move towards what we want, our preferences. That leads to joy and satisfaction. And we're navigating this earthly human experience of perceived limitation. We're here to transcend this belief that this is all there is. The meat suit is all there is. There's nothing beyond that. And there's nothing we can do, because we are powerful beyond our understanding when we harness our wisdom and our energy and move it in right direction. So this is our energy this week, folks. We're gotta stay wise, lofty, intentional to transcend the story and the misbeliefs, if you want to call it that, of the devil that are constantly in our field. We have to be vigilant about the devil. It's there. It's part of our experience, but understand that it is serving us. That contrast is always serving us, always helping us to refine what it is that we prefer. And our intention to stay lofty is what will help us to navigate this to the best of our ability, so we're not pulled down into this story of victimhood, of powerlessness, of slavery, of oppression. We can rise above that. So, very interesting and powerful cards this week. Let's summarize it with this card to grow on for our good. So, Creator, thank you for the information this week. Help us to make right use of it in service to our good, the good of those we love, the good of our communities, the good of this beautiful planet and all life on her, that we may add our energy together in positive ways so we can transcend the perceived limitations of the devil and bloom into all that we are here to bloom into. Discerning the path forward with wisdom and grace. What do we need to know this week? How can we take this information from the cards, from the reading, into our lives in service of our good? Okay, I'm going to do that again. The nightmare. Well, I think we can agree that there's a lot out there that's nightmarish. And we can create it in our own experience. But we have to wake up from the nightmare. We have to be the conscious dreamer. The one saying, no, I'm not spending any more time in this perception of reality or in this state. I am choosing where I'm putting my focus, my energy, my attention. So this is us waking up, the call to wake up from the nightmare. We can create heaven on earth. It's the purview of all humans. We can create heaven on earth in our own experience, and by being the broader, wiser, beautiful beings that we are, living into our joy and into our possibilities, we can create heaven on earth together and end the nightmare. So if you're finding yourself hooked by circumstances, experiences, things going on in your field, endings of relationships, etc., remember, you have what you need to wake yourself up, to pull yourself out of that state and to choose where you're going next, to choose what one is giving one's attention to next. We're all in this together, and we can focus on the nightmare, on the hell on earth, and we can give that our energy and attention and then thereby feed it. Or we can focus on heaven on earth. We can focus on why we're here, what we're here to do, the skills that we're here to develop. How do we use those skills? What are we creating with those skills? And how are we moving that gift out into the world in service to more love and light everywhere? That's our work. We have to be masterful. That's where that King of Hearts comes in. Yes, aware of the heart, caring for ourselves properly, like a parent would with a child who needs attention, but not descending to the level of the child. We need to stay in that lofty, wise, masterful space and wake ourselves up from the nightmare. Remember, when we start to believe something that doesn't serve our highest and greatest good, that's not where our energy and focus needs to go. True, not true? In many cases, we don't really know if it's true or not true. But what is certain is that if we do not withdraw our energy from those things which bring us down, they will serve to bring us down. They will diminish our energy and our contribution on the planet. And that's not what we're here to do. We are here to rise. We are here to be all that we're here to be. We're here to overcome our perceived limitations and bloom into the humans that we're here to be, these divine sparks in human form, co-creating in this container of life called Earth. Don't buy everything. Don't believe everything that you're being told, especially if it leads you to feeling like life is a nightmare and I'm stuck and I can't do anything about it. That's the devil talking. So become aware of these messages. Practice discernment. Practice mastery. Remember the breath. Nice deep breath in, calling in the broader, wiser part of us and saying, okay, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm going to go for a walk around the block and I'm going to refocus my attention on my immediate environment because that's where I can make the biggest difference and where I can create heaven on earth in the surroundings of the people closest to me. And if enough of us do it, that will change things very quickly on this planet, from a nightmare to a dream. And so, my friends, that is our card to grow on for the week. I invite you to take a nice deep breath and join me in closing this reading. And letting that go. Just remembering we always have that ground that we need. From the root, the bottom of our spine, going down deep into the earth if we need it. Help us ground. Even better, get outside, hug a tree. Touch some moving water. Connect with the natural world. That's powerfully grounding. Create space where you need it. That's what mastery is all about. Practicing discernment. Taking the time and space one needs to see more clearly. To come home to one's heart. And discern properly what is best next for us. Creator, thank you once again for the opportunity to gather this week and to pull in the information that will serve us best in this life, in this experience, so that we can continue to rise, to be all that we are here to be, to navigate these dark times, to search out the pockets of light and add our light unto them so that the light grows. I am grateful for all those on this planet who are reminding us of these truths, who are walking their passion and their joy and their certainty and their love and their divinity into the world. And I just ask that blessing on all of us here who are gathered, co-creating this reading of the week and moving it out into the world in good ways. Help us to take our wisdom and our discernment and our love out into life in service to more good, in ways that sustain us and all those around us and add unto the beauty of this human experience. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for being here once again. Thank you to all those who helped to hold this space today. This reading is at an end for another week. Take good care of yourself, and I will look forward to seeing you next Friday. Much love and light. I'll look forward to then. Bye for now.